Hello, Void. How you doing? Here's back to do what I do. And we're finally back into my backlog. Well, this wasn't the next one in my backlog. But, well, we're doing 30 Days of Night. And the reason I'm doing this one right now, it was in my backlog, just 7 or 8 movies down. The reason I'm jumping ahead to this one is I just rewatched 30 Days of Night, Dark Days. And I got a lot to talk about on this one. But before I do, I'd prefer to at least address the original. Now, 30 Days of Night came out circa 2007 and is based on the popular comic. I have not read the comic, so this is based just entirely as movie. I know there are some differences, but just as a film having no attachments to the comic. And well, I really like 30 Days of Night. For me, this is one of the best vampire portrayals in recent memory, and probably my second favorite vampire flick of all time. Lost Boys probably still tops it because it's the Lost Boys. But in terms of actually more of like a scary vampire film, 30 Days of Night does the trick. So, it pretty much takes like the old joke of what would why wouldn't a vampire go harass Alaska when, it's night for so long? Well, that's the comic and the movie series take that premise and run with it. The town of Barrow, Alaska is pretty much under siege by, vampires. Just as the 30 Days of Night are appearing, a lot of people have, left for warmer climates, and so it's a much reduced population. And a bunch of strange things are happening. A bunch of dogs turned up dead, all the cell phones seem to have been stolen and destroyed. Some oddities are happening. And then when the sun goes down, just before the sun goes down, a mysterious drifter is found and seems to be the cause of the town's problems. But he is only the harbinger of things to come, as the town is quickly attacked and overrun by vampires, and away we go. So, I do like the portrayals of the vampires in this, the all black eyes, the way the fangs and the claws look, and also the way of just almost kind of doing like almost an echolocation style shriek. They're very distinct, and it works. They're like a human crossed with a shark, and it works. These are some brutal vampires doing brutal vampire things, and I am here for it. So, the aesthetic of the vampires, as well as their language, does add something, and the character, I don't think they ever actually name the mysterious guy who shows up into town, but I'm not sure who that actor is, but my god, he was great in this. Just the voice, his manner of speaking, and even just the design was phenomenal for me. So, try to quickly pull up who that was, just to see if I can. That was Ben Foster, and he's doing great here. So we've got Josh Hartnett, we've got Melissa George, we've got Danny Houston, we've got a pretty good cast in here, and they're definitely selling it. So Eben is pretty much the town sheriff who's trying to keep things going, and his estranged wife, Stella, was supposed to be on the plane out, but due to an accident, she's stuck in town. So they've got some tension on top of the tension of the town being assaulted by vampires. So, it's a good mix. You feel like the characters hole up in some buildings, trying to stay under the radar, while the vampires do what they can to lure people out. And some of the scenes are downright unsettling. Having a girl walking down through the town just calling for help while the vampires are using her as bait was unsettling. Even more so when the characters realize that's what's going on, so they know they can't save her. The whole "no God" line just sends chills down my spine every time. So, love the vampires, love the brutality of the film. It works pretty much on almost all levels for me. The ending isn't bad, but doing the whole become the monster to fight the monster thing has been done a time or two, and it's done okay here, but it doesn't really detract from the film, and Josh Hartnett does sell a lot of what he's doing, and Danny Houston as the vampire, the head vampire, is great, so those two squaring off against each other works pretty well. For me, yeah, it's a solid 9 MacGuffins. There's very little notes on this. I'm usually down to watch 30 Days a Night. It's, like I said, one of probably my favorite recent vampire film, and probably second of all time. So I highly recommend 30 Days a Night if you haven't seen. So check that one out. I've got a lot more to talk about on its sequel, but we'll save that for next time. See you then, Boyd.